Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. It is your host Nick, VA3 FSC. You wanted a small, compact, sideband mobile radio? Well, here it is. Radioddity has your back. Let's take a look. Sorry for the mess here, but I brought these mics so I can show you. Look at this adapter. Nobody does that. Look at this adapter. This side goes into the radio. It's an RJ45 plug, and on the other side you have a 4-pin standard mic. You can use your favorite Turner Plus or D104 if you have one, or you can use this as static mic. How cool is that? Or any power mic for that matter, or if you have a Johnson Messenger mic. This is gold. Nobody does that. Nobody includes an adapter on the radio, and you have the USB programming cable. This is gonna be another video on what you can do with this cable. But come on, this is gold, guys. This is gold right here. And this is the radio. Let's take a look at the microphone. Nice microphone. It feels good. When you hold it, it's nice and solid. There is some buttons here to change the channels up and down, and some settings, or go into the menu. We'll go through these details after. This is the plug that plugs here in your radio, and this is the actual radio. Let me get the measuring tape. 4 inches and 3/4. 4 inches and 3/4. You can see it right here. And then the length or the depth. All the way where the channel selector ends here, it is 6 1/4. 6 1/4. And then 1.5 inches tall. This radio fits anywhere. You can use this radio on your truck if you are a trucker and watching this video. You connect this into a 24-volt outlet, boom, and you have it. Or if you have a Jeep or you want to use it off-road or any other vehicle, it fits perfectly. It is the perfect size. Okay, and this is how the radio looks like. It has a clock with a date. How cool is that? You can enable it inside the menu. So anytime you turn off the radio, it will show like this. I know in the mobile, we have a clock anywhere, and our cell phones and whatnot, but sometimes we're looking at the date and say, oh, is it the 5th today, or is it the 6th? So yeah, as I said, you can activate this into the menu settings, and then you can change the color. You can make it white, green. So we're gonna press the power button once, and we're gonna wait a few seconds, and it will come up. Beautiful. It's loading now. There you go, and this is our sideband and everything. So you notice here how it says US. This radio, that's why they're giving us the programming cable with the USB. You can program it. Let's say if you are in the UK and other countries, even though most of the frequencies are the same, but from the programming cable, you can unlock the radio. And it will transmit on 10, 11, and 12 meters as well. But if you're not familiar with doing things, because you have to connect the radio into the computer, load the data from the radio to the computer, make your changes, and then write back to the radio, you can just leave it like that. It works perfectly fine as a CB. And you will see on the menu as I'm going through the options that it says CB mode. Okay, and that's when you change it, it will say something else. Okay, so first, as you can see up here, you can see the voltage of the radio. Right now is 13.9. Okay, we're connected on a power supply. You can use this radio on your truck. It works both for 24 volts and 12 volts. Okay, so you don't have to worry about looking for transformers or inverters or stuff like that. Really quick, you press the power button, and this will mute the speaker. Okay, so let's say if somebody came and talking to you and said, okay, hold on, mute it. Or let's say you're trying to fit the radio somewhere in a shelf or something, and then you press the button by accident And then when you're ready, you don't hear anything, we'll look at the screen. If it says mute, you can press the power button again and you can unmute the speaker. The volume is right here, up and down. Okay, this is how you can adjust the volume. And then from here you change the channels. The channels, you can also change them from the microphone. This microphone actually is really strong and solid. And there is a button in the middle that says PF. I'm gonna show you how to change that as well. Really quick, there's a couple of things that you can do without going into the menu. You can press band or mode, and that will take you first into the PA, and then if you keep pressing, it will bring you to CW. Again, this radio can work with 10, 11, and 12 meters. The band is here. You have your FM, you have your AM, and then upper side and lower side, just like that. Another cool thing is here you can adjust your squelch and your automatic squelch. For example, if you press here, you can go up and down. If you want to adjust the squelch level, you see how it goes up and down, just like that. Or with the wheel, you can adjust your squelch level on the go. And then of course here you have the emergency channel 9 and channel 19. If you press twice, you can change those channels. This radio has a dual watch. What you can do with a dual watch is you can have a channel on AM and another channel on sideband, so you can monitor two channels at the same time. I'll show you, it's really cool. And then this is the RX noise reduction and TX noise reduction. You can do it from here, or you can program it on the middle button here, the PF. You can program it here. So that will take away the oh, you can just turn it off. Okay, that's fine. We can change that on the settings. So long press the function button, okay, and that will bring you into the menu. As you can see, you have all these kind of the device information here. Will show you the LCD software version, the RF software version, the work mode. Remember I was telling you this is now in CB mode. The RF has to do with the output power, and then hardware version, software version, radio data version. So be prepared, because this radio with all these versions, they can come up with an update and all of a sudden we can see a spectrum analyzer on the screen. Yeah, anything can happen. Okay, back into the menu. We're gonna look at the weather parameters. This radio can receive the weather channels, and the way, let it exit the menu. We can, yeah. So if you press and hold the mode button, this will take you into the weather channels, and you have 7 channels of weather receiving. This channel 2 used to be in Canada, but not anymore. They stopped the service. But yeah, so you press mode back, press and hold, and that will bring you back out. Okay, let's continue with the menu. We're gonna press and hold, and we're gonna go into the time parameters. I'm going backwards. We're gonna press the channel knob here, and here you can adjust the time. Over here you can adjust the date, and over here you can adjust the color. So we're gonna get into that, and we have green, cyan, white, yellow, red, green. Let's try green. And then here you have the option to turn it on or off. So when you turn off the radio, if you have it off, it won't come back again, just like that. Okay, we're gonna back out. I'm pressing the emergency to go back out. The key parameters, if you click here on the key parameters, it has 3 or 4 types of microphone. Okay, so I looked everywhere. You have type 1, 2, and 3. It doesn't say on the instructions what this does. I guess you have to try and see by talking and using different mics. So there's only 2 settings here. The PF, remember I told you on the button here in the middle that you can select the PF. So now on the PF I have the receive noise reduction, You can have, sorry, I didn't get in. Yeah, there you go. You can have the receive noise reduction. You can have the transmit noise reduction, because, you know, if you're in a noisy environment, you can change the tone, the AGC, the automatic gain control, to be fast or slow. We'll get into that after. You can use it, the middle button, to scan, or change the mode from AM to sideband and whatnot, and you can just have it off. So for now, we're just gonna use it to I think I saw, yeah, so there is the mic, there is automatic squelch, these are tones, calibrate, high cut, echo. You can use the middle button to turn on and off your echo, or activate the filters. Okay, we're just gonna leave it at filters right now, and yeah, there is no other settings. So we're gonna go back out, and we're gonna go one up, which is the DTMF parameters. This is only if you unlock the radio for ham radio operation, and if you want to go into a repeater. We're not gonna spend too much time on this. The channel parameters also, okay, this is how to set up the receiving tone and the transmitting tone. Add to scan. So for example, when you're scanning, you can add this channel, or when you find a station, you can add it. It will automatically be added to be scanned, or you can just say skip. That's a cool feature. And yeah, I think that's we don't have too many here. 3, 2, 3, 1. Okay, I was looking at the instructions, and I did find, remember when we saw the microphone type? So type 1, the microphone is equipped. Type 1 is for the standard RJ45 plug. Type 2, the microphone is an optional 4-pin plug microphone. Requires, okay, so let's go back here, because here I missed that part. So if we go to key parameters, microphone type 1 is the origin, like the default, this microphone here. Type 2 is when you use the adapter. Remember the adapter, okay? And then type 3 is the microphone is a multifunctional numeric keypad microphone. So yeah, you can use, I don't know which microphone fits here, but you know how some VHF radios, they have this microphone with a keypad in front of it. But again, I don't know which one that is. That's a cool feature. So remember, if you're planning to use the external plug, the 4-pin adapter, please make sure you come here on menu and go to key parameters number 5, and then change it to type 2, just like that. Okay, the default is type 1 if you want to use the actual microphone. It also says, sorry, it also says here that if we go into key parameters and we go over here, okay, so it wasn't on the key parameters, it was on the channel parameters, the public. So if you leave it off, I guess there is less settings. If you leave it on, it's more settings. So for example, let me see what the busy is for. So it says that the busy is, you can turn it on and off to enable or disable busy channel lockout function. Nice, the lockout function. All right, let's go back to, we were at number 3, channel parameters. We're gonna go in. Here we said this is our receiving tone, transmitting tone, add to scan, busy. Okay, now we're gonna exit the, and we're gonna go to PD parameters. PD parameters here, as you can see, we're menu 2, bank 2. We can turn on and off the high cut filter. We can have the noise blanker or completely off from here. Okay, we can turn on and off our echo, because this radio has an echo. This is our Roger beep, and it can play the Roger beep, but I have to put the volume up a little bit. And to hear the Roger beep, we have to enable the tone. So if we're gonna go into the menu, we go into the functions, key beep, we're gonna say 1. Okay, so now if we exit, we go to PD parameters, and here we can hear the Roger beeps. It has 4 Roger beeps. There's 1, there's 2, 5. This is the dumbest for me. The Roger beep should be beep, just beep. Okay, now we're gonna go back into functions. We're gonna turn off the key beep. Okay, and we're gonna go back to PD parameters. Here's our hi-cat, our filter, our echo, our Roger beep. This is for the tones again, the DTMF. And last we go here, functions. That was our key beep, channel and volume swap. The microphone gain, right now I have it at 45, which is the maximum. Okay, the type of a microphone, you have the dynamic or the electret. This is the default here, you leave it like this. And then our echo volume and echo delay. Okay, timeout timer. This is the setting that for people like to key up and read a book, read a few pages. The radio will time out, more than 180 seconds. So let's go backwards. Factory reset. You can reset everything or just your menu settings. Okay, the clarifier range, and then here you can turn on and off the clarifier, and you can use it, let's say, on receive only or off. So right now I'm gonna say on the receiving only, and let's go back. TXDRC. The TXDRC is to turn on and off the dynamic range compression. Wow, dynamic range compression. This is high class here, guys. All these settings, all these settings in such a little mini radio. Here's our voltage protection on and off. Here's our talkback, and you can adjust the volume of the talkback when you transmit. You can use this to make sure that your radio is transmitting, or you can use it to check the echo, to adjust the echo. This S meter response, slow or fast. This is the same as the automatic gain control, kinda like fast and slow, like some HF radios have. We'll leave it at fast. CW Swift, we don't need that. These are some settings. SSB TX audio. You have 3K low and high 4K, and it does make a difference. This radio, I'm telling you, is loud. I have mine at 4K. This is cool. This is the receive noise reduction circuit, which you can set it up to 5, okay, to reduce the noise. Look at it, like it even has a noise reduction circuit. And you can do the same thing on your TX if you're transmitting on high noise environments. This is again the CW. Am I going backwards? Which way? Okay. Vox delay, Vox sensitivity. The automatic squell setting, I would leave it at 3. But again, you can select the, you can choose to have the PF button here so that you can do this outside, like without even going into the menu. You can adjust your squelch. This is emergency channel 1 and emergency channel 2. It says FM. You can change it to any modulation, as you can see. So this way you can set this one up, let's say on channel you can send no, that was the dual setting. I've done the same thing on the dual setting. So basically on the emergency channel 1 you can leave channel 1 on AM, but on channel 2 you can have 38 lower side. But you can do the same thing with a dual watch. So one channel is 38 lower side, okay, and you can program it like this. The channel that you are, and then it will it will look for the it will listen to the other channel. This is our dimmer, how bright you want the display. The scan type is with the time. If you leave it at time, it will scan, and then it will stay a few seconds and then move over to the next station. So the scan type, if you leave it at time, it will listen to a station and move over. If you leave it at squelch, any station that opens up the squelch, it will stop there. I would leave it at time for now. There is our SWR warning, which is at 2.5. I think the default should be 20. Stands for 2. You can turn it on and off, but here you can make this a 0, and you can make this a 20. This is how we measure the so 2 SWR, I think it's a good number. Timeout timer, the echo delay, and the echo volume you can adjust from here. Are we going backwards? Let me see, I lost count. SWR warning, yeah, we were here. Okay, so this is pretty much the echo volume, the type of microphone, the microphone gain, and yeah, and the clarifier. Let me exit the menu and let me show you. If you press the channel selector, let me exit the emergency channels. See how now the last digit it is. See, you can use this as a clarifier on the receive and transmit. Let's see if I transmit. No, see, it's when I transmit, it goes to 375. Okay, but you can use this as a clarifier. You know what I mean? So you press it again. You can press it one more time, and now you can use it like this as a clarifier if you want. Really cool, really cool. You don't need to go into menu settings and stuff like that, and so many other settings. If you press the function, if you press the function button and the A squelch, now you can adjust your RF gain level, or you can leave it at auto. Okay, I'll have it at maximum. Couple other shortcuts. Let's say if you want to enable the dual function, okay, press the function key, and then the see. By the way, S means that this will be added to the scan, or you can go. Now we exit it. Yeah, and now it's listening to both channels. Amazing how many options and settings there is on this radio. I can sit here and talk to you for hours about this, but there's more things that we need to check, and that will be on another video. Audio 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. You can see your output power, and this is the volume here. We're gonna test the output, we're gonna test everything. So this is our power output. Audio. Oops. Audio. Hola. All right, let me show you. So this is our radio here. Let me put the volume down. I hope you can see this big instrument now. Audio. So we're doing about 12 watts. I have it at a 100 watt scale, and the RF power is on the top scale here. Let me come a little closer. Audio 1 2 1 2 audio. We're gonna switch to AM, and see what the output power is there. And we're getting close to 7. Yeah. Hola, hola, audio. It swings about 12. Swings about 12. Let me look at the modulation here. We're gonna set it here. Alright, so this is how we set the modulation. And let's look at the modulation now. Audio, audio, 1 2 1 2, audio. This is the percentage modulation. So when you're on AM, we're over past the 100% modulation. Audio, audio, 1 2 1 2. And let's switch to sideband. Let's go lower side. Audio, audio, 1 2 1 2. Right at 100% modulation. And this is it, the Radioddity CB 5000. I'll put a link on the description below on how to get your hands on this radio. I mean, look at all these features for the little size. Come on. Thanks for watching and for your support, and I will see you on the next one. 73.